Okay, hello! So, as you saw, I was literally in the exact same position as the last video. We are gonna go through the player this time, as well as the little interactable AK-47 that you've got for when you get to the boss fight. The good thing about making the little AK-47 is I now have the ability to interact with things. I am gonna add a few additions to the interaction with the AK-47. The interaction with it right now, I will be able to show you actually, is oh god, don't look at that. But the interaction right now is yeah here. So currently, all you do is you press E, it does a big sphere around you, and then it picks it up and, well, it checks what items are in the area. If it is ones that are linked to the interaction, then it does the interaction, picks up the item. We have it spawn it into your hand, and then you'll be able to carry it. Now, there's going to be quite a few different objects that you can pick up, push around, interact with. So there's going to be a lot more where this came from. Obviously, this is only for equipping a weapon. There's going to be objects that you can push. There's going to be different tasks that you can do. So like, oh, there's a breaker box. Press E, panel comes up, boom, you've solved it. Fantastic! We have the firing the weapon as well inside of the player, because all you do is once you've got the weapon, you click and then it shoots. Currently, once again, the weapon is in a rudimentary stage because I have not completed all of the tutorials that I need to. So I will continue to complete more and more and get on with that, and then eventually I'll be able to show off a full working gun, as well as a few more different bits and pieces for the player to interact with throughout the game. But let's have a quick look at what I was telling you not to look at earlier. This is for the movement speed. Now, it is extensive, I will definitely say that. Now, I need to do a few different changes because there is some parts that are missing currently, and it is very messy. But once you start to understand a little bit of it, it gets a little bit easier. Not much, because it's still a absolute spaghetti bowl of a mess. But here we have the player crouch with speed control, so it'll just say, oh, have you pressed crouch? Are you continuing to press crouch? If yes, then you're crouching, your max walk speed is player crouching, and then if you stop crouching, it just goes back to the normal walking speed. But then we have this down here where we are first off checking whether or not the player is going in a certain direction. This directly matches up to the... Hang on a second. Let me find where it is. Boom, player. Oh, that's the wrong one. I mean, I could show this off anyways afterwards, but blend spaces, and we have player unarmed. Now, as you can see here, oh, that's jumping. Okay, that's the wrong thing. I should have probably read a little bit more. There we go. So, as you can see, the player has a ton of different animations for directions. So, walking to the left. Is that the left? I struggle. No, that's right, isn't it? I struggle with my lefts and rights, don't worry about it, but he moves in one direction, moving backwards, moving in another direction, moving backwards, running backwards, running in a certain direction, running forwards, running in a certain direction, running backwards. Boom! So this links up to how the uh, controls will work with this. So we have normal running, we have sideways running, and we have backwards running, as well as movement speeds shooting, while shooting and sprinting. So as you can see, we've got sprinting, max walk speed here will be linked up to running sideways. So all of these, if you're doing either of these two, that means you're running one of the sideways. So then that'll go straight into here, check whether or not either of them are true, and then we'll go into here, go into there, you're running sideways. We'll have this section, which is linked up to these check if you're running backwards, and then that'll go straight into there. And then this is, I believe, oh wait, no, this is whether or not you're shooting at the time. I am gonna have to rework all of this because obviously we got if you're moving sideways while shooting, you'd be slower than if you was moving forward while shooting. So I'm gonna have to try and figure that out. But then we also have the maximal speed, just regular walk speed, regular run speed. Sorry. But yeah, there's a lot to it. It took me absolutely ages to figure out how to make this work properly because there is just so many different like ways that it could work. It's insane. But obviously we've got like the different pickups, and it's going to be a lot of work to get to a stage where the player is fully capable of dynamic movement. And I mean, realistically, the player only needs a specific level of animation to where it'll be noticeable whether or not it's actually quality. I'm trying to make it as high quality as possible with what I currently have. I am not good at animation, I will say that for one. I'd love to try learning how to animate, but currently, animation is definitely not my forte, so I am using Mixamo for all of my animations that I am using within the game. If I can't find an animation with Mixamo, I will most likely go to other sources to help me with those, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna struggle to animate certain scenes. I mean, there's gonna be a whole scene where you're in the elevator and Husk is gonna be disconnecting the elevator wires and destroying it so that you can't use the elevator anymore to get any higher. That's gonna be one part that I'm gonna have to try and animate personally, and I have no idea how that's gonna go. I'm probably gonna go with quite a bit of jank. But hiding the jank through. I'm thinking of adding a pixel filter. That's one thing that I'm thinking of currently. Not an aggressive pixel filter, but one that will cover up certain mistakes. Like if I do my modeling, I'm not great at modeling, but when I make the model, I will use a small pixel filter just to hide any texturing issues and such like that, because it just makes it a lot easier on me for doing the parts that I find hardest. I'm still gonna try and make them as quality as I can, but there's the issues where I'm making a huge building. I've definitely set my work out for myself. I always do it. I always do it to myself. But let's just quickly show off those animations real quick. So I'll quickly pick up the gun because whilst you're doing this, you are still doing the normal animations. This is just the normal running. He won't be able to come after me any further because he's only able to make it around there. Actually, I can just... Am I going to be able to hit him? Hello? No? Oh, there we go. Just kill him off there. I don't know why, I just love watching the animations. Take that! But yeah, as you can see, normal walking, walking to the left, walking to the right, walking backwards. We have the running forwards and right, running to the right, running backwards and right, running backwards and left, running forward and left, and then yeah, so on and so forth. We've got the crouching, which I have managed to make it so that it actually works together. So as you can see, we go to a more like crouching whilst hands on the floor position. Then we go back up and we walk forwards, one arm out. My body disappears when I look forwards. Great. I'll fix that soon. But yeah, we have that transition, and then yeah, just standing up and down, etc., etc. If we're moving whilst going up and down, it just goes straight into that. And then yeah, we go full crouch. Now, another thing is the jumping. It does look a little bit jank with the gun, but if you look forward whilst jumping, which you'll normally do, you can see that your arms flail about in front of you. It looks a little bit more realistic. If we jump backwards, it has the same sort of effect where, as you can see, we're jumping sideways there. So it's almost omnidirectional, almost there. I mean, when you turn, you are very static. I wish I could change that. I'll probably try and change that before I release the game. There will be like alpha, beta tests, things like that. But I say that it's more just demo testing, and those are what I will call it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to do my research on what a alpha and beta test truly are, because I'm not really too knowledgeable on that stage just yet. But I will be finding out. I'm quite excited to see people's feedback on what my game would be like so far once I get to a stage enough to where I can have people test it. So that's it for this devlog, just showing off the player. Hopefully in the next devlog I'll be able to show a little bit more of the boss fight, as well as a bit more of the player wielding the gun. I mean, at the moment, it's definitely working. The gun works. I just need to make it so that you're able to aim up, down, based on where you're looking. You can't crouch with the gun currently, which is also another issue, so I will be fixing that too, because, I mean, it's a bit unrealistic that you're doing that. So that'll be fixed. But yeah, thank you for watching this devlog. Really do appreciate it. Hope you stick with me for the journey. This is the third one out of potentially many. I'm going to try and make a devlog every time I have created a bunch of stuff on a certain day, and then just show the progress. This is going to be part of my portfolio, so I might as well show off what I'm doing so far. Hopefully with the next game I make, I'll be using actual code rather than doing blueprints, because yeah, blueprints are great, but if I'm not learning the code, then it's a bit dodgy. Not dissing anybody who uses only blueprints, but if I'm wanting to be in the software development sector, I'll need to know how to do the code behind the blueprints. Although, to be fair, with all of the news that's come out about Unreal Engine 6 coming along with its verse style coding, as well as deprecating C++ and blueprints, it's going to be a little bit jank. I will definitely try my best to learn, though. So, yep, once again, thank you for this. See you lot in the next one. In a bit, people.